Hello everybody, Jason here once again with Just Saying. So today I want to do a little bit of just a little quick video about something I saw on my other YouTube channel, which is Mace25431. Go out there and check it out if you haven't. Like, share, and comment, and subscribe on the videos. Do a lot of musical videos and stuff like that on that channel. I try to keep it just stuff that I'm interested in. On most of the other side of the spectrum, it's mainly a music channel. Anyway, guys. So I was on that YouTube channel yesterday, and I saw this. It's I'll give you a quick shot of it. It's Star Wars. It says here, the headline is, "What, if anything, can bring Star Wars fans together again?" And this is by Thor Skywalker. So love the name, by the way. So a little shout out to him. And I wanted to touch base on the people who watch this, because everybody knows I'm into that kind of stuff. Star Wars, Batman, Superman, the Marvel comics. All that kind of stuff, DC Comics, etc., etc. So, and I'm an older gentleman about it, so wanted to talk about this, and I wanted to put some of my thoughts online real quick about what could Lucasfilm, essentially, and Disney, since it's now Disney Star Wars, what could they do to put some fans of Star Wars, some old fans of George Lucas's Star Wars back into the fold? And here's what you could do. You could start using your PR managers, and if you have been using your PR managers, they all need fired. Listen, when you have fans of anything, and they say they don't like something, for instance, a lot of people, the fan base in Star Wars has split due to Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi film. Even those like myself who were on board for The Force Awakens, I know people were like, it was a remake of A New Hope. That was fine with me. I really enjoyed The Force Awakens. I thought I was really ready to be a Rey and a Poe Dameron and a Finn fan, and when it was all said and done, I was excited. There was Luke Skywalker. He's dressed like a Jedi master. He's on a place where the Jedi's started. I thought, we're really going to understand why Rey is kind of a Mary Sue. We're gonna get some of the story back on track. We're gonna understand that maybe Luke was helping her or whatever. So back to the original thing. When The Last Jedi came out, it was horrific to me. The treatment of the character of Luke Skywalker was awful, absolutely awful. I've made other videos, and I've said it before, the acting was spot on. It's exactly what actors should have done. No actor in it. I know a lot of people had, kind of wah-wah'd about the actress who played Rose. She did fine. She did fine. It was the writing, the planning, the storytelling that was the main problem in The Last Jedi. The visual effects was gorgeous. The crystal dogs and stuff like that, or whatever they were, foxes, whatever they were. The visuals there was stunning. Everything was great. Everything was great. But the storytelling was horrific. It was terrible. Here, Rey is gonna beat Luke with the stick dueling. You got to have respect for your original characters, and I feel like they haven't had respect. People are like, they're only interested in women, and it's a gender war, and Disney. Frankly, when I saw a picture of the character Finn with a lightsaber, I thought you were going to have him as a Jedi. What happened to that? That almost seems, dare I say, a little racist. And then you turn around and you have Rey come up, she's good at everything. No story plot there. There's nothing for Luke to teach her. Okay? Nothing. So where does your story go? How does your hero progress and go forward? How does that happen? It doesn't. It doesn't. If she's good at everything. She should have lost that battle with Kylo Ren and somehow survived. Some quick rescue, something. It's a story that is yours and you can make up as you go along. Fireballs from the sky. A water monster come up. I'd have bought anything besides her beating him right off the bat. So There was nothing for her to learn. There was no threat from Kylo Ren. That's first off. The atrocious way that they treated Luke Skywalker's character in The Last Jedi, absolutely terrible. But that's all the story problem. If we get into the PR problem, like I mentioned earlier, when Rian Johnson took to Twitter and whatever else he took to and started making fun of fans, when the hierarchy up here in Disney told the fans that if they didn't like it, if they didn't like The Last Jedi, in other words, they didn't care. They called them a bunch of man babies. Man babies? That's a little sexist. Even though there was women shouting as hard as the men, that they didn't like it either. But let's blame the men. Then it was a race thing. It was white men. Hi, I'm one of those. And I'm sitting here with legit criticisms. I wanted to see Rey really deal some damage as a good girl. You understand? As a good guy, whatever you want to call it. Okay? As a force user of light. I wanted to see that. There was nobody on the good new teams. Yeah, I call them the kids. On the good kids team, you know, Rey, Poe, Finn, even Chewbacca, which is an OG, I guess they'd call him. I was ready. I was ready for that Star Wars experience. 3 new videos, 3 new episodes, you know, episodes 7, 8, and 9. I was ready. The Last Jedi came out. It disrespected everybody. It wasn't just Luke, but Luke, the way they treated him was horrific. Now, after that, it split the fan base, and it went absolutely chaos. I went to a Comic-Con in, I think it was Pittsburgh, near Pittsburgh, Monroeville. And there was a group of guys sitting there trying to defend The Last Jedi. And I was like, I don't even want in it. It's just too much. I got too many complaints with it. And that's that. So the PR, it was a PR nightmare. You want to fix Star Wars? Let's start by Kathleen Kennedy owning up to her mistake, saying it didn't work. We tried to, you know, get a different demographic for females and stuff like that, but what we did was we ruined Star Wars. That's what she needs to say. And she needs to have a heartfelt apology and stop the bashing of the fans. Rian Johnson, stop trying to give him his own trilogy. It split the fan base. He's even on record. They have other videos where he's on record saying that that was the type of movie he wanted, where some would come in and would absolutely love it. And that other fans would come in and they would absolutely hate it. He said, and that was his goal. Well, he got it. You have to say he's a little ambitious to get where he's at, because that's what he wanted if he was really talking the truth. So, yeah, that's not a film that I would want to do. I'd want people to be happy with it. I want the vast majority, to be very happy with it. We could have done anything inside the stories. They could have done anything. In fact, I was asked what would I have changed about it, or what would I have done differently. Well, for instance, for starters, I enjoyed everything until Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens took off his mask. That seemed like it killed a lot of the character and a lot of the intrigue and the mystery. Excuse me. It did nothing to progress the storyline, and I didn't need to see Adam's face. I know what Adam Driver looks like. So, I knew who was under the mask. I didn't need that. What I needed was a good character for the dark side. I needed somebody who was going to take the place, not fully, but take the place in a good dark side manner of Darth Vader. That's what I, as a fan, really wanted to see. And let me say, it's not mine to own, it's not mine to change, but at the same time, every fan has their own little tidbit they put in there. Mine is this. Rey would have lost against Kylo, and there would have been some kind of last-second save. After that, when she went and finally met up with Luke Skywalker wouldn't have taken the saber and thrown it over his shoulder. That was just a complete ignorant thing to do. Okay, if you're a fan and you feel like you're invested in that, that was awful. And then he just walks away. He's not a master Jedi. What a bait and switch. I don't know anybody who likes bait and switch. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's a cancer in Hollywood today, and it's called subverting the fans' expectations. People in Hollywood today seem to think that's just the grandest thing of them all. Frankly, I like happy endings. Frankly, I like if you have a trilogy that the second part is where the heroes have to find a way to keep on building so that they can make a return in the third film. That's not here. That's not what's happening now. Okay? First film, there's no threat from the bad guy. Rey kicked his butt. We go to meet Luke Skywalker in the second film, which is the original hero from the original, trilogy, the original Jedi, etc. He's a coward who's literally has been number 2'd upon, okay? In the second film, finally finds his way back to the Force, and guess what? They kill him. Not by some grand gesture of a fight, not by some honorable way. Instead, he's feverishly Force projecting himself somewhere, and it took so much out of him that he just disappears. A happy death. There was nothing happy about that. We wanted to see him kick some rear end. At least anybody who was, an old Star Wars fan, episode, 4, 5, and 6. I wanted to see Luke really go the distance. Nope, can't do that. And finally, in episode 9, by the time episode 8, The Last Jedi, was wrapped up, it felt like it was completely done. They say, episode 9 is going to conclude the Skywalker saga. Luke's dead. Carrie Fisher, God rest her soul, she's actually dead. She's actually passed away. You can't even get her back. They're going to use film footage from episode 7. When we had a perfectly fine death scene for the Princess Leia character. She's flushed out the window. I would have hated that. But I hate much more the fact you have her flying like Supergirl back to the... come on. Come on. We've got the Holdo maneuver. Dumb. That's just dumb. Why didn't we do that with the Death Star? I know other people have said that a million times. Why didn't they just do that with the Death Star? In fact, you could have piloted a couple of droids, shot them to the Death Star. That would have been the end of it. See, doesn't make any sense. Bombs falling in space. We could have put little where they shoot down. That would have made better sense. Anything than what they did. But the worst part is, how can they, going back to the original question, how can they fix it? It starts being apologetic. It starts being an adult about things. It starts being humble about things. It's not that you bought Star Wars to play with it as you will. It starts by saying, we want our fans back. We want male, female, black, white, Chinese, doesn't matter your race, your color, your creed. We want you as a fan. Because as a business, and Star Wars itself, without fandom, has no groundwork to lay on. No foundation to stand upon. You can't do it. If I and everyone else like me won't give you any money because nobody cares, guess what? You don't have a product to sell. And that's Disney. Disney has done that to themselves. With the cancerous poison of the idea of subverting the fans' expectations. And also catering to a certain demographic. Forget the Force is female. Kathleen Kennedy had, a couple years back, the Force is female. What is that? Okay, so I get it. It was a corny, cheesy little hoo-ha to women. I get it. Okay. That's not me talking. That's what that was. Okay. But the Force isn't female or male. Okay? If you're going to go with buying something off of somebody and swearing you're going to stay with the lore and staying with the canon and staying with what's going on, then stay with it. Now the fan base is so split. I'm not sure there is a way to fix it, to be truthful. But I know some of the healing starts with Disney needs to apologize for calling its fans who didn't like a crummy movie, which is exactly what it was, man babies and everything under the sun. Every racist, every sexist, every ignorant slur that ever came out of their mouths or people that worked for them, that's not adult. That's not being an adult. And trying to shove off Star Wars movies or anything like that, Batman movies, as their kids and children's things anymore, that ain't going to fly for you either. This is a lot of money wrapped up in DC and Marvel and Star Wars and things of that nature. It's not just for children anymore. We grew up. I grew up. I'm 36 years old right now at the making of this video. I grew up with this stuff. And chances are good I'll be watching it till the day I die. Or things like it. Now, if they want to start the healing, how do you fix the problem with Disney's Star Wars? It starts being humble and apologetic. It starts by researching what fans want and then giving it to them. You have a story. It's science fiction. You can do anything with it. We want to see Luke Skywalker kick butt, not in a past sequence when we already destroyed his character over here. We want to see the most optimistic character be an optimistic character. We want to see a Grandmaster Jedi be a Grandmaster Jedi. We want to see Rey show up as a novice and be the next hero. By the way, it'd be nice to see Finn become a Jedi too. That would really be awesome, because as of right now, as the Last Jedi, he really doesn't have much of a story arc. Neither does Poe Dameron. We have been force-fed. Hey, like that. We've been force-fed this. Everything has to be Rey. She's now got the Falcon, Chewbacca, a gun from Han Solo, a lightsaber and the Force from Luke. She's a woman, you know. I mean, she's Luke, Leia, and Han, all wrapped up into one with the Falcon, her own little droid. You know what I mean? It's got to be interesting, guys. Everything doesn't have to be bigger. You know, you got the Super Star Destroyer, and I got the Mega Star Destroyer. You know, you have the Death Star, the second Death Star, and now we've got the Star Killer Base, you know, which is super huge, you know. You got the Imperial Walkers, and I don't even know what the other ones were called. I done lost interest by the time they hit the screen, in all honesty. And when we saw Luke, again, another bait and switch. I thought he was there. I thought he pulled his head out of his butt and was there. I thought he finally came to his senses, but nope. Force vision, bait and switch. So, it starts being apologetic, folks. Disney, you want to fix your brand, you want to fix Star Wars? Maybe you don't. If you don't, keep going what you're doing. You're doing a fantastic job of killing it, busting it up, and destroying it, and spending a bunch of money on something that's never going to make it back for you. Galaxy's Edge, going down the crapper. Don't know what to tell you guys. You can't sell things when you're being ignorant to the people you're trying to sell to. Hello. If I made a business and I was trying to make money off of somebody, I wouldn't call them a man baby, and every time I see them, slap them in the face. Wouldn't do it. So that just seems like common sense to me. It doesn't seem like a big... Anyway, so it starts being apologetic, starts making stuff that the fans want to see instead of the narration of the political agendas and garbage of the day. Listen, political agendas have been the same since long before I was born. I'm almost 40 years old. I'm 36 years old. I said that earlier. And I've watched videos and documentaries and movies and stuff like that where the same political nonsense was going on in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Come on, guys. We know. They don't... This person over here doesn't have to be saved by a prince. This Disney princess doesn't have to be saved by a prince. But do we really need her to be any... I mean, does it... I don't know. It just... So many political... There's so much... My head is just reeling. So many different political views. So many different political agendas. It's just ridiculous. And it has no place in a Star Wars film. It has no place in any film that's science fiction and fantasy, because that is supposed to get us away from the garbage of today. When I go to watch Star Wars, I don't want to think about what the president's doing, or what the Democrats and the Republicans, or what Saudi Arabia is doing, or is so-and-so, you know, some kind of gender or something more, or is it, you know, I don't want to be in that. When I go to watch a Star Wars movie, I want to watch lightsaber combat, float stuff with their hands, and talk about nonsense, because that's what I want. So, and don't call me a man baby for it if you want my money. Simple as that. So, there you go, guys. That's my thoughts on Star Wars, Disney, how to fix. I don't even know what I'm going to call this video yet, but there it is. That's you want to fix it? Man, you got to do some serious retconning in episode 9, and you got to start being humble and apologetic. I know I've said that several times. I'll say it again. Humble and apologetic. If people don't like your movie, that's okay. It's okay not to like The Last Jedi. It's okay to love The Last Jedi. It's a movie. And I'll tell you something that gets me through those sleepless nights when I don't like I watch something, especially something like Star Wars and Disney. Today, what we have is Disney's Star Wars. I'm a fan of Star Wars, but George Lucas's Star Wars. And everything he had written down for it, I'm not a big fan of, but it's his to do with. Even though he sold it. You say legally it's no longer his, but it came from his mind. The universe is from his mind. This is Disney. Disney didn't make it up. Disney don't even know how to run it. And that's no offense to Disney. They just don't. Otherwise, the fans, they'd be all in line together. And Disney, here's a message to Disney. All fans are hard to please. You're never going to please 100% of the people. But going out here and calling those who dislike something you put out every nasty, hateful, abusive name in the book because they don't like your movie, that's where you're the problem, not the fans. So I hope this helps. I probably won't do another one like this. Like I said, I wanted to ask the question, or I wanted to answer the question from me to you guys. What could Disney do, if anything, to change the way that the Star Wars fans are today, the massive split and the divide in it? That's it, guys. So hope you all have a great day. Hope God blesses each and every one of you. If you haven't done anything good for somebody out there today, get out there and do it. We should always try to leave the world in a better place than when we found it. Amen? Okay, guys. If you like this video, like, share, comment, subscribe. By all means, hit the bell notification icon. You get updated every time I'll make a video. Hopefully my daughter Serena will be over here this weekend, and she'll have another video for you also on this. Okay, guys, I'm also aware that this year's 2019 Spirit Halloween store, some of the stuff is upside down. I know, and I just have to wait till next year to get it fixed. Okay? So you guys have a great one. See you all in the next video. I'm out. Bye.